Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. HarlequinCoHO here, and I'm in a great mood today. And you know, I often quote Day 9, and I love talking about StarCraft and all that, but you know, at the end of the day, all I like doing is just chilling out and watching some diggitySC. So if you guys haven't checked him out yet and are looking for some nice, chill, relaxed, well-mannered StarCraft commenting, I suggest you check out the top of my, my links and go to diggitySC's StarCraft page, because, man, the dude is a gentleman. So, special shout out to Diggity. And now we're going to move on to a really cool 1v1 that I enjoyed today. I randomized the starting position, so we're going to get this game started and check it out. So, up here in the north position, we have Propipe playing as the Airborne commander. A lot of people have been wanting to see more Airborne 1v1s, and this is the man to watch. The servers happen to be down right now, but I know he was very top rank, if not rank 1 in Airborne and that sort of thing. So, super duper Airborne player here. And to the south, we have his opponent, AlaricB, a Blitzkrieg commander, again, another top-ranked player. And let's just take a look at these builders and see what's going on here. So we can see his first Pioneers are going ahead and building the Wehrmacht quarters as normal, and the field Pioneers are heading on out to cap things. Now, it's worth mentioning, by the way, that this map is the Beaux Lowlands, and I haven't cast very many games, if any at all, on this, and it's a kind of interesting map. It kind of is sprawling and awkward sort of map, but it's just really dynamic. I definitely enjoy it from a viewing point of view, and I would hate to play it because there are just so many nooks and crannies and paths and rivers and just terrain and all that sort of thing. So already you can see both players are just kind of naturally expanding outward. It's a kind of big map for a 1v1, and these corner capture points are really far away, the center one being really exposed on the bridge and things like that. But it's pretty cool. So let's take a look out and see what's going on. We see Bargain Volksgrenadiers right away for AlaricB here. And in the meantime, let's take a look and see Propipe is moving around. He's got 20% capture rate for his engineers. It's interesting that those are the only upgrades he has for engineers. A lot of people like to get a whole bunch of engineer-friendly things and that sort of thing. But if we take a look around, let's see here. So, Bargain Volksgrenadiers. By the way, I like to just try and introduce my heroes whenever I can. These guys cost a lot less, and they have a little bit more hit points. Very economical hero. That is an epic hero, drop only, or you can get it through rewards. And Machine Gunner second. So we're going to see some cool machine gun kind of action and control of this map. You can see here, by the way, that notice that the fuel point and this southern and northern victory points are both close together, and they're both in these really defensible positions. You can see there's hills with just a couple of ways up and that sort of thing. And likewise, this position as well has a fortified rock wall. It's a little bit less defended. But we have the initial fighting going on here, and right away, Propipe got his Gladiator Rifleman. And my god, I love Gladiator Riflemen. These guys are really dangerous. They have super duper elite armor, better accuracy. They have all sorts of sticky bombs and hand grenades. They're just really awesome units. And you can see right away, Bargain Volksgrenadiers, they have a little bit more hit points, but they are regular Volksgrenadiers otherwise. So these Gladiator Riflemen just wreck stuff up. And it's a slower opening. You can tell that it took them a little longer to get a unit out. Because they have a longer build time, but they are awesome. So let me go ahead and swap to Propipe's point of view. Just keep this moving along here. Note the color change in the mini-map. Some people get distracted by that. And you will see that these Field Pioneers, by the way, at level 3, they gain this Crippling Trap ability, which you can see right there. And Crippling Trap basically just kind of pin one unit. So you can be a little bit annoying with those. It's free. Just go ahead and cast it wherever you want. And now here we have a nice-looking Fatherland HMG emplacement here. And it looks like it's just pinning, and the Gladiator Riflemen are just able to get that done. And check out, trying to get the flank moving here. This is very smart on his part in that he doesn't mind getting pinned a little bit, distracting with these engineers, and then coming on up with the rest of these riflemen and putting pressure on the Fatherland HMG team. I think that's pretty kick-ass. So, Fatherland HMG team doing its thing, trying to get out of the way, and check out that sprint ability. I didn't even mention that. The Gladiator Rifleman can fire up. You can see now they're kind of on cooldown and they're moving a little bit slower. And seeing all of these units out here, we have accomplished Volksgrenadiers, Bargain Volksgrenadiers, and even the wounded Fatherland HMG team is setting back up. They are on the retreat. Meanwhile, the rest of the Riflemen are just kind of moving on up to try and capture things. So notice that it looks like, for the most part, Propipe took the initiative here and challenged this point. And meanwhile, in the lower left-hand side, we just have this kind of passive-aggressive war going on. Just a couple of engineers fighting. And so already we see Propipe just, you know, he's kind of won the initiative role and has forced fighting to happen on this side of the map. So that's always an important thing to check out for. So we have what looks like the Bargain Volksgrenadiers taking cover in the building right now, while the riflemen are just kind of moving around. Right now they're kind of exposed, but check it out. We got this nice little group of riflemen here with the heavy green cover. You can see by my mouse cursor those little green dots indicating their heavy cover. Great positioning. These riflemen are really exposed. That's okay though, they're just kind of tanking for a little while. And now we can see all of these hero Volksgrenadiers are just kind of in medium cover. This is all kind of yellowish cover. And you can see by my mouse cursor is yellow dots over there versus green dots over here. These guys have a huge armor bonus, the riflemen do. And you can see it's just going to start adding up here. It looks like our accomplished Volksgrenadiers took full casualties and now are getting out of the way. And note, by the way, these are just regular riflemen. They just are, you know, very accurate over long distance, and there's more of them. And you can see that just this bonus in cover is really working out for them, because so far they just right now lost their first guy. Notice, however, that AlaricB has the presence of mind to make sure that he's capping that point while all this is going on, and he knows even if he's not going to win this firefight, he's stalling it out, and that looks pretty good. Meanwhile, this is always good stuff to check out. I'm just going to pause this because I like all this action where it's going on here. You can see everything is going on all over the map here. I just want to pause this and note that in terms of StarCraft, a lot of people always wonder about macro and micro and things like that. In terms of a Company of Heroes, the micro is this kind of stuff, manipulating units and using their abilities and all that, but the macro is this kind of stuff. You notice that while this is all going on, he is still capping points here in the back, he's capping the center and all of that. It's very important to be able to divert your attention to multiple fronts and check out what's going on. And you know, in some of the newbie replays I cover this kind of stuff, but right-click a point, shift, right-click, and just, you know, queue up a lot of things so you can spend your time kind of focusing on the front here. So let's take a look and see what's been going on here. So the riflemen were having a massive firefight up here with these Bargain Volksgrenadiers, and the Fatherland HMD team and a normal heavy machine gun team moved in right as reinforcements were coming to kind of bail out those riflemen. So that's where we're at here, and you can see that the Gladiator riflemen have just fired up, which breaks suppression, increases their speed, and they're charging the Fatherland HMD team, taking some casualties, but that's okay. Meanwhile, the rest of the riflemen coming around. Beautiful flanking maneuver going on here. Throwing a single hand grenade, really taking some heavy casualties, but that's okay. Grenade goes off, kills the gunner, and kills one more of the Fatherland HMD team, and the remaining guy runs away with no machine gun left. Unfortunately, very pinned up here, and these guys are actually doing pretty well. And it looks like the rest of the infantry are retreating in the face of this heavy machine gun team. And I'm frankly surprised these guys retreated. I thought they were doing pretty well against the Bargain Volksgrenadiers, but they are quite healthy. So, unfortunately, big retreat there, and this may have been an accident. I think that these guys were up here capping, and maybe he had them in a control group and accidentally retreated them. It could be that he really wants to build stuff, but you can see that he does have engineers all the way up here. So I think that was an error, because those guys definitely could have continued capping these sort of points and that sort of thing. But now we see AlaricB finally has regained control over this area and is just stabbing all the way outward, going for these vulnerable positions. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time to cap stuff before the troops come back out, so he's just going to try and get the important things first. Let me take a moment here and go over our hero abilities and just kind of check out the base and that sort of thing. We have Air Reconnaissance. This is for Propipe. Airborne Paradrops. Airdrop Supply Drops. I always make fun of that name. I think it's really redundant. And Strafing Run. Sorry, and Bombing Run. So Strafing, Bombing, Supply Drops, Airborne Paradrops, Air Reconnaissance. So that's really cool. Double air support with OBS, and then just paratroopers. No anti-tank guns or anything like that. So that's pretty sweet. I'm going to go ahead and jump on over to AlaricB. You can see these guys pigpiling on the supply yard right now. Looking at his supply, the amount of fuel he's got left over, he's likely going to go right into, I don't know. I would expect he's going to go into a, I don't know why I'm drawing blanks on everything today, because there's lots of action going on here. I was going to say I expect him to go to a motor pool, but as we will see, that is not the case. So I do kind of like this build order. So anyhow, putting some pressure on these retreating units here, a little bit of passive-aggressive warfare going here. I have switched to Alaric's point of view. I don't know if I said that explicitly while I was fumbling around for words there. Anyhow, let's take a look at his commander abilities. We'll see a Krieg barracks going up right now for Alaric, and I'm going to follow a little bit of this action here while that's going on. But you can see he does have infantry pillage, flares, stormtroopers, rocket barrage, and heavy armor support. That's a great combination of stuff there. I mean, infantry pillage is amazing early game, and all the rest of these abilities are pretty good. Of noteworthy, it's noteworthy that he's missing manpower blitz. That's very important. Sometimes they're heavy armor support, but you know, it's not that hard to save up 1,100 bucks. So you can easily see that without it. But I do love that ability. Gladiator Rifleman coming down here, putting pressure on some of this passive-aggressive warfare. You can see that AlaricB has kind of regained control of the initiative. Not only does he have good, strong control over this side of the map with double machine guns and all that, but now he's pressing into this area with his accomplished Volksgrenadiers and regular Volksgrenadiers, which, by the way, have 20% cheaper reinforcement costs, weapon accuracy by 9%, and health by 16%. So Gladiator Riflemen are just awesome. I mean, just look at how much damage they're doing. Really, totally wiping out that squad. Anybody who can get their hands on this unit should pretty much always try to use it some point early on in the game if you want to really, you know, secure your early edge. It is a drop-only unit. You can't buy it from the Company of Heroes store or anything like that, but you can get it for redeeming codes. If you haven't been following the codes thing, if you own previous products, you can enter those in as promotional codes and get rewarded with in-game items. Oh, single hand grenade going, but it looks like the accomplished Volksgrenadiers are able to get out of the way, and they're opening fire, and the Gladiator Riflemen retreat right here. I'm not sure why they do that. I thought they were doing pretty well. I would have hung out a little bit longer, but, you know, to each his own. So anyhow, strong control over the right. We can see that basically early on, Propipe capped the center and capped this victory point, and then just kind of left it alone. You know, he didn't really reinforce it all that much. But now he is quite divided, and map control is certainly going in the favor of AlaricB here. But let's pause for a second, just take a look at Propipe's base, and you'll see that he actually back-teched. Well, I guess it's not back-tech. He went from Tier 1 to Tier 2, but he certainly didn't skip up to a motor pool like most people do. Into a weapon support center. So what's going on there? He went ahead and got his sniper. So he knows that with all the infantry he has, it's very easy to counter with machine guns. So he just went and grabbed a sniper. And you can see this sniper is doing its thing, getting a single kill, putting some more pressure on this machine gun team. Boom! Sniping away the gunner once again. Moving back actually. Not too bad. Staying, you know, staying nice and careful, and you can see that having the correct observational skills, AlaricB moves out of the way, and meanwhile the sniper is going to move up and put some more pressure on this Fatherland HMG team, kind of scouting ahead there using the planes. We can see, a little bit of sniping going on there, and machine gun team quick to reinforce. You can see how fast those Fatherland HMG guys move. Oh, but he drops a flare, reveals the sniper, and instantly gunning him down. So unfortunately, that was taken control of here. You can see a little bit of passive-aggressive fighting was going on over here between the accomplished Volksgrenadiers. But otherwise, light control over the left for AlaricB, and now AlaricB is even kind of grabbing up the center a little bit, taking some cover. I believe he saw these riflemen coming out. And by the way, notice now that in addition to a weapon support center, he has also researched Browning automatic rifle upgrade for his riflemen. So now they're much more effective against infantry. Moving on in, getting up real close and comfy, but we do have the infantry pillage active there. And we'll see. You can tell by the little Healy icons coming up over everybody that the infantry pillage has been upgraded to not only give money when killing units, but also it heals your units a little bit. So that's a great early game buff. He's definitely using it appropriately there. So kind of regaining control over on the left, finally capping the center point, and suddenly the battle seems to have tipped in favor of AlaricB. And, you know, I really love that combination of Fatherland HMG team and Flare to take out that sniper. It's not often that you see HMG teams winning against snipers, but now we do see a huge push coming on down here in the south by Propipe. You can see we've got the Gladiator Rifleman once again, as well as just the regular old Rifleman, and it looks like he's coming down here just to put some pressure on this area. And he just cleared it out, knowing that it's only lightly defended, likely because he scouted the center and saw those guys moving around out there. So, Gonna regain control, but again, he's pretty disconnected and has a little bit of a map